Hello. Right. So I know we are streaming live on Facebook. We are absolutely live in our Hero Academy on Skool. I am super excited to have you guys join us tonight. And I know a lot of people are going to be catching this on the replay. I'm only going to be before you very shortly because today has just been such a busy day, but I am passionate about this topic tonight. We're talking about your network and your actual database and how much is it worth. And like I say every week, it's a different take on a very common idea that your network is your net worth, but I want to tell you about the numbers behind that. So give me a few moments. We're going to just let everybody get their text messages and check on their phone and log in so that they can watch us. Again, we're live on Facebook. If you go to the JP Design Theory Facebook page, you'll see us there. Or you can come to our brand new Skool community, which is skool.com, and that's SKOOL.com, and look for Hero Academy. We are there as well. You can also always message me and I will send you links to all the places where you can find us. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. I've been on video calls all day with no problems, so I'm going to assume that you guys can hear me fine. All right, I think I'm live everywhere I'm supposed to be. Let's see. It says go live. I'm just going to triple check and then we'll get started. It's Thursday. We had a holiday the beginning of the week. Hopefully you all had a wonderful holiday. Yeah, we're live. Awesome. Okay, let's get started. Now, this concept of your net work being your net worth is something that I've heard so many times, but it didn't really click for me probably until my second or third year in real estate. I always say when people ask me, what did I wish I knew when I first started in real estate that I know now, is I really wish I knew the importance of my resources in terms of contacts that I had. Like, I wish I had been really taught to put all of my contacts into some type of database, some type of CRM system, so that I could track how often I was reaching out to them. Because by the second year, I heard something surprising. Now, this is for real estate agents. What I heard the second year that I got into real estate was that for every person that I have in my database that I'm actually working, nurturing, engaging with, if I do that for a year, for each person I have in my database, I could expect $1,000 of commission income by the end of the year. I'm going to say that again. Let's say I had 200 contacts in my database, and I am taking my time and intentionally reaching out to each one of them. I could expect $1,000 for each one of those 200 people, which by the end of the year would be $200,000. When I really understood that, let me tell you all, aside from hiring a full-time employee, I also hired a virtual assistant, and I made sure that every week we were sending out newsletters, that I was constantly sending text messages. Some of you guys still get those text messages from me today because I'm managing my contacts within my network. Now, that's the multiplier for real estate. For real estate, that multiplier is about $1,000, right? And it depends on what type of homes you sell and what price point. But for the most part, if you are working your contacts, and that does not just mean potential buyers and sellers or direct consumers, but it also means all the people that you're in contact with. If you are actually working those lists and keeping them documented somewhere, keeping track of how often you're reaching out to them, looking for ways to provide value to them instead of just asking for a sale, you will absolutely, by the end of the year, see your income grow. You have to understand your numbers. If you are a solopreneur who is selling products directly to a consumer, You might need more people to get to that $100 for every person in your contact, or to get to $1,000 for every person in your contact. It just depends on your average sales price. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about your average sales price. If you sell something that you send out invoices and there's contracts, what's your average contract price? If you sell products, what's your average product? You might have a wide range of products that you sell, maybe some big ticket items or a couple of $100s, and maybe some small ticket items are $10. Maybe some items are $1. Figure out what your average sales price is. Once you get that number, now let's look at how many contacts do we have. Here's another trick that I've been teaching people this since 2016. I think is the first time that I realized the correlation, especially if you are a B2C, which means your business provides value directly to a consumer. You want to find people who have access to a large group of your consumers. So then that one connection could actually increase your network to an additional 100 contacts, 100 consumers. A really good example of this, I say it all the time. If you've been following me for a while, you can probably recite this. For example, as a photography company, we targeted wedding planners instead of targeting individual brides. Why? Because a wedding planner is going to have a large list of potential brides, brides that they're working with, companies like the knot.com, people who go to bridal expos. All of those people are going to have a large list of brides, and our final customer may be the bride, but we want to contact and connect with that middle person who will be able to connect us with more of our customer list. So then it goes right back to the idea that your network is your net worth. So what I want you to do, if you don't have one already, I want you to get a CRM. Find a CRM that is going to allow you to keep track of name, number, email address, profession, where you met them, what's their birthday, where do they live, and keep track of how often you contact them. Get something that can send you reminders. You need to reach out to these 10 people. You need to send DMs to check on them to see how they're doing. Just show that you care. Remember, sales and whatever it is that we are selling is service. We are serving other people. The more that we can increase our network with the people that we are meant to serve, and the people who also serve the people that we are meant to serve, and with the people who want to help us serve more people, the more we can increase our network in that way, the more our net worth grows. So remember, for real estate, it's $1,000. And I can tell you, if you work your list, it works. So go out there, figure out your list, write it out, put it into a CRM, and make sure that you're working it. So we've talked about the importance of your network and your net worth. I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the CRMs that I've used in the past and that I still use now. There's a large variety, right? So we are going to start at low cost. I'm going to tell you, you better get you a Google sheet and create the headers of the things that I just said, right? First name, last name, email address, occupation, name of their business, phone number, secondary email address, what's their address, what's their date of birth. You can do something as simple as a Google sheet and then tack on extra tools like Zapier to send you reminders, Zapier to put them on your calendar, all types of things. So that's going to be your free option right there. Google Sheet, do an Excel. You can do a dump. I put all of my contacts, I merged them into Google just because Google plays very well with a lot of integration software. So I may take my iCloud contacts, and I do not have an iPhone. I am team Android, but I do have a Mac, iPad, and all that other stuff, just not my phone. So I do have some contacts that are in iCloud, right? Because they've sent me emails. I move everything into Google. Once they get into Google, I have automation set up that move them into some of my higher level CRMs of choice. But you can start with just a Google sheet. You can actually export all of your contacts on your phone. Go through there and don't assume that someone is or isn't going to be beneficial to the growth of your business. You do not know what a person can provide to your business. Your goal is just to show up and give them the opportunity to support your business, or show up and support them and they will support you. So low cost, we're going to start with Google Sheets. You're going to start with Excel. Secondary. Next one, you might upgrade to something like a MailChimp, a HubSpot, a Salesforce. Those are ones that you could probably get started for $20 or less per month as a solopreneur. Okay. I don't think you need to spend a lot of money going into some of the high level ones until you have one, at least shown your consistency with a Google Sheet, and then say, all right, this is a little too rigid for me. I need more functionality. Then you move yourself into something a little bit higher. The good thing about uh, platforms like MailChimp, HubSpot, Salesforce, I also really like Active Campaign, is that you will have the ability to send emails that are automated, right? So we're still in the Google Sheets world. We might struggle with being able to send out emails. We could kind of connect it to our Gmail and see if that helps. But for the most part, we're not going to be able to do as much as what we need. So that's our second level. All of those are great. We can help you if you have questions about any of those. Next level, you can always upgrade in those platforms that I mentioned before to get access to more functionality. The next piece of functionality I will want to see you add in there is some way to do automated text messaging. Okay, so I want to see some SMS text messaging, and I want to be able to see some tracking of when's the last time you reached out to them. I would like to have some two-way functionality, so it's not just me sending a message to them. Will they be able to message me back, and will I get it, and will it still be in the same platform? We get into tools like that a lot. There's so many things out there. I'm going to tell you what I've used personally. On the real estate side, I've used KV Core. I've also used another tool called Follow Up Boss. I've also used Go High Level. Go High Level, KV Core, and Follow Up Boss allow you to do things like create a campaign. And these are not all real estate specific. KV Core is definitely real estate specific. Follow Up Boss, you can maybe make it work for you outside of real estate. Go High Level, any industry, any type of sales that you do, you can use that tool as well. I do also pay for Pro Active Campaign because some of that functionality is absolutely amazing. You can create campaigns based off of how people respond to you, where you've met them, how they got connected with you. You can integrate with a lot of different platforms. People talk about, what you're doing on social media, and you send someone a DM. If you're using tools like ManyChat, you can take that DM and connect it with some of those platforms and tools that I've mentioned, specifically Go High Level, definitely, Active Campaign, definitely. You can make those connections, and it can be easier and easier for you to stay in contact with your network. You really have to think about, what platforms am I on? How am I going to be doing this outreach? When you can, the more organic, non-automated way is the best way. But when you cannot, you have a very large database, then you might need to put some automations in. One very, very, very important tip that I want to give you about building your database. Quality is more important than quantity. Okay. So even though we started this conversation off talking about, oh, the number that you have in there times 1,000, times 100, times 50 is going to give you a good gauge of what your sales are going to be for the year. I also want to make sure you understand that it's based off of the quality of those leads. So if you find yourself doing things very organically, where you're spending time and you're sending messages and responding to messages, let's do some vetting to make sure that this person is either able to assist you in your business, is interested in assisting in your business, or is interested in the products and services that you have to offer. because you can spend a lot of time and effort. And as you get into the paid platforms, spending money for contacts that you have in your CRM that are dead and not paying attention to you, not interested, just here to watch you, not really engaged with you. Also, remember it's a balance because we're coming to this with the intention to help serve them as well, not just what they can do for us. But once you've come with the right intention, you've engaged a few times, it is absolutely okay to say to someone, hey, would it be easier for you if I stopped messaging you every month and moved to once a year? Or are you worried that you might miss out on something I have to offer? Ask them, let them answer that question for you. I also heard something from Grant Cardone, and it really helped me when I was struggling with at what pace did I want to send out messages to people. Grant Cardone said, I will send you 10 messages a week. I'm going to hound you because if you are supposed to work with me, you're going to love what I'm sending. You're going to find value in me following up with you. You're going to find value in what I'm sharing. And if you're not interested in working with me and you're just here as a looky-loo, you're just here because you've been too lazy to get off of my campaign, you're never going to buy anything. If I send you 10 messages in a week and you're one of those people, you're going to unsubscribe. So you're going to help me clean my list for me. So do not worry about, am I receiving too many messages? I want you to look at your phone right now, scroll down and see if you have any ads coming from any store that you signed up for, any, and I'm talking to you all who have Shein and Fashion Nova and Polo and Bath and Body Works, sending you text messages every other day, twice a day sometimes, right? If you are a customer for them, then it works. And if you're not, it doesn't work. And that's fine. They won't spend their money because it does cost money to send these messages. They won't spend their money on someone who's not going to be purchasing from them in the first place. So never ever worry about whether or not you're reaching out too much. Worry about the quality, the intention of what it is that you're sharing, and the rest will work itself out. Okay, I firmly believe in this concept that your net worth is your net worth. And I believe in putting some numbers behind it. I love the actual tracking and the statistics. How many messages do I need to send out to get a response? How many times did I need to reach this person before they answer? All of those things are important and they will help direct your efforts. But first, you have to have efforts that need to be directed. So let's put some time around downloading your contact list, bringing them into some type of tool so you can organize them, and getting to work with making and keeping our connections. People have purchased from you before. Hey, I was just thinking about you. I wanted to just say thank you so much for being a supporter. That's it. You don't need to ask for anything, but you're nurturing that relationship. Okay. It's very important. It's something that a lot of solopreneurs seem to forget to do. We have to continue to nurture our networks. We have to continue to nurture our lists so that we can have the influence that we need, because with that influence comes attention. With that attention comes focus on your product and your service. And with that focus on your product and your service comes the sales. As always, we are here to help you. We do offer a SMS text setup service. It's $250. We will take your contacts and we will load them into SMS text messaging service that allows you to auto text on birthdays. It allows you to do polls and surveys and send out messages and send out coupons, all of the things that you see other people, big brands do. You can do that as well. It's as little as $39 a month once you get started. And it just depends on how big your list is. So if you have questions about how do I get this set up, please don't hesitate to reach out. I love this statistic in regards to text message advertising. The CEO of Fashion Nova, he said for every dollar that they spend in text message advertising, they make $2,057 for every dollar that they spend. So there's an idea, right? There's an estimation of what their number is. for each person that's in their network. Figure out what your number is, and maybe that'll help motivate you to stay in contact with these people. It's very important. We're super excited. We just launched today in the Skool platform. We moved our Hero Academy Facebook group, our free group where we were doing these lives and these trainings. We moved it into Skool. We already have about 8 courses in there. Most of them are free. Most of them are free. On Saturday morning, we'll be doing one of my favorite things. It is a guaranteed money maker challenge. It is just for the brave. It is not for everybody. It is just for the solopreneurs who feel like they're stuck in a rut. Do not come if you're not willing to do something outside of your comfort zone. Come into the Skool community. It's absolutely free. 100% free. You can come in, you get access to all of our training, checklist notes, me, our team. We would love to have you. Thank you for watching. Your network is your net worth. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Bye.